Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Miller, and very special welcome to our viewers on onespotmedia.com. Now, earlier this week, my colleague Kirk Wright carried a story reporting on conditions under which patients at the Comprehensive Health Clinic have to wait. Let's go to an edited excerpt from that report.
The clinic opens at 8 in the morning, but in order to beat the rush, people turn up from as early as 5 a.m. For many, the wait can be grueling. And unlike the United States Embassy in Ligonier St. Andrew, where shelter is provided for persons waiting, people at the comprehensive clinic just have to find creative ways to shield from the sun or rain. With no seating provided, the elderly is forced to sit just about anywhere they can to rest their weary legs.
Right now my foot hurting me. I'm a sick person. I don't well at all. And I have to stand up until 8 o'clock when the place open before I can go in. And when I go in, I get too early.
And it's hard for those who don't have the use of both legs. And pregnant women, they too get no preferential treatment. A vendor nearby occasionally assists the elderly with seating on a single chair. Today, it was shared by 2 women. For another elderly woman, Miss Carter, the sun was too much.
My knee hurting me, and I fall down in my house, and right here now, my side underneath here hurting me.
How long you been here now? For about how long you been here now?
If all these people standing out here come here because of some health situation, that mean them not arty as we Jamaican would say. What is the benefit of having us stand in the middle road? I've been here since about 5:30 this morning. Till now, and there are senior citizens, there are people that are amputees. There's a very a health situation here. What sense it makes for have people stand up a side bus and the vehicle in the middle road? Something needs to be done. Something wrong with that picture there.
Now, the story had gone on, for instance, to show another elderly woman who was saying how desperately she needed to use the bathroom. And as well to point out that once the gates actually did open, then the patients had to go through a long process of security screening as well. Now, joining me in studio, I have the Health and Wellness Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, President of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, Dr. Elon Thompson, with us, as well as his opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming in. And now in just a moment, I'm going to be hearing about the initiative to reduce waiting time, to move people to the clinics, about the IDB financing that's going to significantly upgrade the public health facilities. But Dr. Tufton, can you agree that what we just saw is completely unacceptable?
It's unacceptable and it is unnecessary. And thank you very much for having me. The truth is that the facility opens at 8. One of the more advanced clinics in the country in terms of the services that it offers. We have extended opening hours until 8 p.m. for persons who are chronically ill, who do repeat visits, predictable repeat visits. They have appointments. So some come in the morning, some come in the afternoon. Those who come, turn up without appointments are normally registered and seen. Unfortunately, there's a tradition in Jamaica, and perhaps it was created out of this first come, first served basis, where persons feel that they have to turn up at these facilities 3 and 4 hours before. In the case of that particular clip, I think some clarity needs to be brought to the situation. That facility, unfortunately, is located in a volatile area. A few years ago, someone was actually killed on the compound. The cashier was robbed. We spend over $1.5 million each month to secure the facility. And the reality is that the security that is present in the non-opening hours just does not have the capacity to open and to man the facility in the absence of the workforce that is expected to work from it. So I empathize with the situation. I clearly don't want to see persons who are ill and needing assistance sitting and waiting 3-4 hours before the opening hours. The reality is that the overwhelming majority of those persons do not have to turn up 3 hours before. If they turned up a half an hour before, maybe even an hour before, the chances of them getting through are as much the case as them turning up 3-4 hours before. So I believe that there needs to be some public education or more public education. I think we need to take some responsibility for that. But I really do not think that it is necessary for that kind of early visitation. We just don't have the capacity to man the facilities during those early hours.
I'm not sure I'm clear though. So let's say you're saying first of all that the clinic takes appointments.
The clinic takes appointments.
Do the appointments work? Because most doctors
Yep.
I know you make appointment
Well,
and you still go there and sit down 2 hours.
Well, I'm not suggesting that it is the most efficient
The
system.
two doctors on the panel laugh because they know
Well,
it's true.
again, maybe. But I'm not suggesting that it's the most efficient system in the world. But for those patients who are registered patients, who have chronic ailments, who visit their doctor in the public system every month or every other month, they have appointments. Now, I'm not sure if that number that you saw there represent any of those. Maybe those that you saw there are first-time persons who needed a particular attention at a particular point in time. Having said that, recognizing the pressure on the system, we took the decision to extend the opening hours where that facility that was carried in the clip is open from 8 to 8 p.m. We added doctors, nurses, even added additional services at that facility. I am prepared to say that we probably need to do a better job at educating and informing the community who use that facility that there is no need to turn up 3 and 4 hours
So
before.
just to be clear, so you're saying, suppose I'm a first-time patient, I'm going, you're saying I can go at, if I go at 8 o'clock when it opens, I will be seen?
If you go at 8 o'clock, you register, and my understanding is that chances are you would be seen at that particular facility. I'm not speaking now generally across the board because of the services that are offered. If it's an emergency case, that particular facility will see you, even though others may have been there before you, and that facility also provides transportation to the hospital, as I am told. So, you know,
but if say
yes.
for argument's sake, 20 of us are there and we're all
Right.
first time, it's going to be first come, first serve still. You know,
Not-
it's going to be in order of
But there's
registration. It must be.
No, but that's not how emergencies work in the
No,
public.
I'm not talking about emergencies. And most people we were seeing, there weren't emergencies. They're probably usual hypertension, diabetes.
So if you have a
whatever.
situation
Right.
where it is a normal case and it's
Right.
not designed to be an emergency case because some amount of screening takes place, right? Then clearly you have to wait until your turn.
Right, and that's
And
what they're
I
trying
don't
to
know.
avoid.
I don't know of any other facility or any. In fact, if you go to the bank, you have to wait your turn. So this is not breaching a particular principle.
No, but you
as
started
is
out
the
by
case.
saying it's unacceptable, and you're ending by saying that that's happening because they just want to come there and stand up and wait.
No. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't empathize with the situation, and that when persons are ill, they want help, and we need to be in a position to provide help for them. All I'm saying is there is no need for persons to turn up 3 and 4 hours. I heard in the clip where a person said they were there from 5 o'clock. The facility opens at 8. And while I appreciate the desire to get help if you're not feeling well, there's no one there to man the facility at 5 o'clock in the morning. The staff is paid to come at 8 and they work until 8. There's a shift and a half, so they actually change some of the staff during the course of that period. It's very difficult. The security cannot man the facility. And it is a volatile area where we have had several breaches, and as a consequence, there is a need to observe a particular code of operation because of that situation. So I empathize with the situation,
it's unacceptable, but
yes.
you end by saying we're not changing anything.
I'm not saying it's unacceptable. I'm saying it's
No, you're starting
unnecessary.
with-
I said it's unnecessary. You said it's unacceptable.
And you don't think that's unacceptable?
I am saying that it is not necessary to put yourself in a situation where you have to wait 3 and 4 hours before the opening of that particular facility, because that particular facility treats between 300 and 500 patients a day. A number of them are appointments, and the walk-ins can register and get through. I'm not saying that it is a perfect system.
300 to 500 patients a day?
That's
and
what
you
I'm
don't
told.
understand why somebody would want to go there to ensure that they're out as early as possible?
Well, Dion, I fully appreciate why persons would want to get through early. What I'm saying is perhaps we need to do better in providing better information to the community in terms of not requiring them to come 2 and 3 hours before. What I am saying is that the facility serves the community up to 500 persons a day, 5 days a week, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And it's difficult to do more than what you're doing at that particular time. If it is a case of opening up the gates at 5 o'clock, somebody has to be there to be in charge of the facilities.
Whole lot for me. Okay, let's go to the break. When we come back, we'll bring in our other guests and we'll continue our discussion. Remember, our hashtag is TVJ. All angles soon come.